I am on the first train, actually the second train, that's a lie. We've got from to Bristol. The assistants came, it was all really nice and easy. We're currently sat in first class, besties, where we belong. And I'm sat with Danielle and Joe, and we are on the train to London. Say hi.
Hi.
And I'm in my new chair. Look how snazzy she is.
So unfortunately I lost a little bit of footage from the rest of that day, but we did get to the hotel, check in nice and easy in Stratford, and then this is the next day on the way to the shopping centre. We wanted to go for a little wander in the morning to get a few bits for ABBA and stop for some breakfast. I was unfortunately glutened here, which was a shame, but the breakfast was nice.
Me and my sister and brother went for breakfast this morning. We've just got back to the hotel room now, me and my sister. Say hi.
Hi.
And we went shopping and did a few bits and pieces. We got some glitter and stuff for tonight, so I'm feeling very excited. I did take some videos while I was out and about, which I should hopefully have already put in, but I guess we'll find out. And also, I decided by the end that I was fed up of moving out of the way for people. So, so I was just driving at people and refusing to move because I'd had enough. I'd really had enough. And this one man was not paying attention at all, and I couldn't find my horn in quickly enough, so I went "Ah!" at him. And then he looked up, looked like a fucking deer in headlights, and I did not stop. If anything, I'd probably sped up a bit. And then he had to launch himself out of the way and step over the wheels and stuff, and we thought he was going to end up in my lap, didn't we?
Yep, it was so funny.
It was very good. But I will do another little bit when we're ready for ABBA. Okay, so we've got ready. Look at my sister, she looks fabulous. My brother looks fabulous. We were running late, but we are on our way.
Getting to ABBA was so easy from the hotel. It was literally a 10-minute little wheel.
See it, we're on our way. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? We can see it, we're excited. They're not as excited as me. They're like, Jess, stop fucking recording. This is my vlog.
This was the access queue, which you can see is shit.
It's the best day of my life. Does it mean anything to you? Say hi. Look, we can see the ABBA sign behind us. Woo! Did you love it, Joe? Are you the dancing guy? It was so fucking good. The accessibility seating was amazing. We had the best view, probably of everyone, if I'm being honest. It was a bit chaotic getting in. That bit wasn't great, but once we were in, wasn't it amazing? We want to come back already. It was so fucking good. And we got ice creams after. And we got t-shirts. And Joe Sut dropped to Dancing Queen, didn't you? Oh, yeah. So it was fucking incredible. My chair was incredible. I got up to dance. Everything was great. Queen. Besties, and I'm trying on my new top. Take a chance on me. It's not even a little bit messy. Very clean. Very tidy. Very much ready to leave tomorrow morning. Don't look at my underwear.
On our way from Stratford to Victoria, there was nice signs telling us which platforms we could use, and this was the gap. It wasn't too bad. We got taken through the station and it all went quite smoothly, to be fair.
So we've just got across London. We've gone from Stratford to Victoria, and we went from Stratford to Westminster, then Westminster to Victoria on the Central line after the Jubilee line. It said that they were both accessible, and to be fair, the first one really was, and the stations were all accessible. The only issue was with getting on the Central line. There was quite a big gap between the platform and the actual train. So I managed with the wheels that I've got now in my new chair, but if I'd been in my old chair I wouldn't have managed, definitely not. But yeah, we managed fine, it was great.
So here I've done a little speed through of what it's like going through the train station. It's not perfect because the angle wasn't great, because I was obviously driving and trying to concentrate on the people that throw themselves in your way. This was actually relatively quiet when we were doing it because it was still quite early in the morning, so it wasn't too bad. But there were times when it was really busy where people would just not get out of your way at all. They're so oblivious. I don't even think that they do it on purpose. I think they're just not paying any attention. So they just get in the way or expect you to move, which I don't do.
Say hi.
No. Goodbye.
You're not sorry at all.
So we have arrived. We're at our partner box and we have been given our service. They're coming back at the intermission. It was super easy to, I heard that. It was really easy to get here. We went to the front, showed them our ticket. They took us around the back into the doors with no steps. The toilet was out of order, but then there's another disabled loo that they could take us to with step-free access. Thank you, Joe. And yeah, we're in our box. There's loads of room. So there's the 2 chairs for them too, and then obviously my wheelchair. You can easily fit like another couple of people in here though. And this is obviously one of the accessible seating options. So yeah, it's going really well. We're having a lovely time. We had dinner. It's all been good.
After Hamilton, me and my sister went for a cocktail in a bar really close by, and we noticed this creepy zebra and then these really creepy birds hanging from the ceilings, which we didn't feel fit the vibe. We were really confused, so we thought we'd show you. But this bar was like accessible, it was fine. I can't remember what it was called, it was really close to the thing. I didn't go to the toilet, so I don't know if they were accessible, but it was all on the flat to like get around except for one seating area. The next morning, we went to St. James Park. And we went past Buckingham Palace, which was honestly horrific because they were changing the guards, so it was super, super busy and really quite awful, to be honest. I didn't film there. I kind of wish I had, because the amount of people that didn't get out of my way was like obscene, and I was trying my best to weave around people at this point, and they just weren't helping, so that was quite frustrating. But inside the park, it was really cute. There's this little cottage which had like a really nice little garden. You could get all the way around like this pathway. I say all the way around, it literally goes up to that little trellis, and you can go down that bit and look at like the greenery, but you can't get over the bridge to see the rest of the cottage because there's not a ramp, which actually would be really easily implemented because it's not a big step.
I agree, honestly. Couldn't agree more. You're kind of scary though.
It was really nice going around the park, and they've got like all of these lakes with different birds. So they had geese and swans and pelicans, and the paths inside St. James Park are really wide. They're really flat and fairly even on the bits that have got cambers. So it was really easy getting around. There's a little cafe inside the park as well, which has got disabled toilets. It does need a radar key, but they've got one at the desk. But it was really easy to get around. I could get through everywhere I wanted to in my new chair, so that was really nice. A nice little shot of the cute views of the London Eye from the bridge. They're horrible little bastards.
Hello.
I wanted to attack you.
One hissed at me.
Oh, I didn't get that on camera.
No. They ain't pleasant. They're not nice. Tory birds. They're Tory birds. Arseholes.
So here we wanted to do like a silly little bit where I like whizzed around the corner, and as I was going, this man literally walked directly in front of me, so you can see me turn around like what the fuck, because I was so close to his ankles.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me. Sorry. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you.
Okay, so walking back from the park and like past Buckingham Palace and stuff was actually like a ton better than on the way. It was nowhere near as busy because before, like, you literally could barely move because they were changing the guard and we hadn't checked the times. It was horrendous, but actually this bit was not too bad. There's quite a lot of cobbled streets around this way. So obviously I'm on the flat now, but where we'd just come from, there were some cobbled streets and it is a bit uneven. There are some curbs that are like a bit of a bump, which I think my old chair would have struggled with, but it was no problem with my new one because of the wheels. So that was really nice because it meant that we didn't have to keep trying to find like alternative routes. We could just get on with it, which was lovely. But yeah, it was actually pretty smooth getting back. I mean, there's still like obviously people and stuff, but it wasn't too bad at all. But yeah, so that was nice. I do think you can kind of see when I'm like recording as I'm going along quite how many people will just like either walk at you or kind of step in front of you. And I do think quite often people do just expect you to weave around them, which I've stopped doing because it is so much more difficult when you're in the chair. And like if I can and there's a ton of space, obviously I will, but quite often there's not. And it's like gaps like this. People generally don't always want to move out of the way. But like I say, this bit was actually really quite good. And there was like a lot of people just move in, which you can see. It's the fact that I think you can see how close they get before they move. And I think when you're sat in the chair, it can feel a little bit like you don't think they're actually going to at all. And it's a bit of a weird sort of point of view. So I think it's good that you can kind of see that here. After the park, we went back to the hotel, which was like maybe a 20-minute walk / wheel. And then we had a bit of a rest before we got packed up and headed back to the train station because this was our last day. We were all absolutely knackered by this point. So we were heading through the train station back to find the access. So we were getting from Paddington. So we had to go from Victoria to Paddington, which was fairly straightforward. We had like slight issues on, I think maybe like one of the tracks. We needed, it was this one. We needed a ramp. So I think it was actually getting from onto the Victoria train to Paddington. We needed the ramp, I'm pretty sure. But then coming back when we got off at Paddington, it was completely fine. So that wasn't too bad at all. But we got through, to be honest with you, Paddington and Victoria are quite straightforward to get round. They're really flat. They've got lifts. It's not too bad. And the access is generally okay. They were at London Paddington. They've always been amazing getting our accessibility sorted and like booking the access and stuff. I've never had an issue there. I've not had to do it at Victoria, but like the people that show you from point A to point B if you need it have always been really friendly and helpful. That was me hopping onto the train back home to Bristol Temple Meads.
I don't understand. It literally shouldn't be able to do that.
Joe's failed at Rubik's Cube.
No, Joe.
Then getting back off the train at Temple Meads, we had the assistants waiting for us and the ramp was put down and we scooted our way off the train.
So we got off on the train. No, what am I talking about? We got from Victoria to Paddington and that was quite straightforward. The assistance at Paddington was amazing. Then we got on the train to Bristol Temple Meads to come down to train was cancelled. So we were going to have to get the next one and they've all been cancelled. So we're now sat outside Temple Meads waiting to be rescued. And if I didn't have this chair, it would be a nightmare. We'd have had to get a bus. So again, thanks.
All in all, the trip was honestly like one of the best times I've had in a long time. It was a big deal to do because I was shielding through the pandemic. So it was like a big stress really having to go so far, but ABBA was honestly like a dream come true because I've loved ABBA forever, and it's honestly thanks to you guys that I was able to do it with minimal stress, because without the new chair, like it would have been an absolute hellscape. So I just appreciate you all so much, and I can't thank you enough for what you all did for me because it is an absolute game changer. And I got to see ABBA, Hamilton, have fun with my brother and sister, and it is literally all thanks to you. So again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I love you so much.